What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. And in today's video, we got to talk about Stellantis just consistently running L's, man. The dealer network and the dealer groups have spoken. They wrote a very strongly worded letter to Carlos Tavares. We're going to talk about it. And is it going to make a difference? Because I just don't think the board of directors, or specifically John Elkann, gives a rat's ass about the American brands, at least for now. Until those pockets start getting a little thinner, then him and his family might start caring. What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. And yeah, man, a massive letter was written over to Stellantis's board and Carlos Tavares for just the absolute disaster that has been going on with the dealer network in the United States. You know, basically saying that Carlos Tavares is systematically himself destroying the brand. Saw this over on Mopar Insiders. I'm going to drop this right here. I saw it on Bloomberg, saw it at a couple other places. But one thing I can tell you, if you like reading automotive news, and especially from the Mopar vein, with Mopar Insiders, is there's no paywall. You don't have to be like subscribed and give somebody you don't have to squat and cough or do anything crazy to be able to read a friggin' article that's posted on the internet. So, yeah, if you want to read that whole article, it's available. But let's talk about it. The word here used is rapid degradation, and I have to agree, I think, with the dealer council on this one. It has been rapid degradation. It has been systematically dismantling and destruction of the Stellantis brands of Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram's network. I mean, let's look at the facts, okay? AutoNation, Lithia, Penske, none of these large corporations and companies that sell brands are looking to get rid of brands or sell these, dealerships for no reason. If they're making money, they're not going to do that. And up until, 18 months ago, 24 months ago, all of these dealerships were exceptionally profitable, not just for screwing over customers. We've talked about that in detail with what some of these dealerships do, absolute scumbag activity. That said, what's going on now with what the dealer council said is facts. They've literally pointed out every single thing that we've talked about here on the channel. From Carlos Tavares cutting staff, cutting costs, cutting, to inflate the stock price and inflate profits in the short term. You're destroying the brands and the ability for profits in the long term. I said this in detail. I explained it. I showed you little graphs. I did all kinds of dumb shit just so you can see what I'm talking about is factual. This is nothing new. Any CEO, anybody that's worth a grain of salt that's ever done business can tell you the same thing. Now, what I found interesting here was, it looks like Stellantis has now responded. I just saw this article posted also over at Mopar Insiders, and they're going to say, there's some growing pains. We had to get rid of some things to have a new future and blah, blah, blah. No, you mistook the market. You thought you could do the same crap that you do in Europe, and you thought you were going to be able to get away with that here in the United States. And unfortunately, that is not how things work here. That people do not want what you want in Europe. We speak the same language in some cases when it comes to English, but we are very different people. I'm sorry. It's just a fact. From the diet that we eat, the stuff that we consume, the things that we drive, the width of our roads. I can tell you as a dual citizen, because I have Irish citizenship and I'm an American, right? Born and raised here, by the way, in case anybody asks. But my father and his family and my grandparents and their family were from Ireland. That gives me automatic citizenship. So, yes, I have my EU passport. I have my American passport. And in Ireland, the roads aren't like they are here, where you have all of this, right? You're not going to have these big, wide roads in Ireland. It's why you have lots of these little, like, Daihatsus and the little Fiats and the little MGs and the TR6s and all these other little itty-bitty cars. Is because, yeah, you could drive a big old fat wide car. You could drive like a GMC Yukon over there if you want to. But there's going to be a lot of pulling over to the side of the road and letting another car through. It just happens. Now, I know that they've made some more upgraded highways and stuff in Ireland, and I'm not saying that I'm just saying it's a totally different driving experience in Ireland and other places in Europe than it is in the United States, okay? That said, you know, we have these big wide roads and this big interstate system, and Americans like freedom. They like to travel. They don't want to, you know, electric vehicles limit their ability to travel. They're not going to sell. The dealer networks or the dealer council has told Stellantis this, and they don't want to listen. The other issue comes in, you know, the dealers are like, we need base models, but Stellantis is all about profit, right? They're not making a ton of money off of base model Jeeps and base model trucks. They're not. They're trying to sell more mid-level and higher trim vehicles because they make more money off of those as a manufacturer. They don't want to, but here's the thing. And the dealer council is trying to tell Stellantis, hey, look, we can't sell these. Banks aren't writing the loans on $100,000 trucks that are going to lose 50 to 60% of their value in the first 24 months. They're not doing it. It's too much of a risk for the banks. And even if you have stellar credit, I'm running into friends that have 760 plus credit scores that are not able, the days of you walking in, zero down, signing a loan for a vehicle, it's going to be hard. And I know you should never do that anyway, TK. You should be able to pay. Look, I get it. I say this myself. You should be able to put 20, 30, 40% down on a vehicle. I get it. I 100% understand that. But I also understand where when you have a manufacturer like Stellantis giving out free money basically to go buy a Hornet, so you got 0%. It's no interest, or 0.9 or whatever the hell it is. It's like free money for 84 months. Why am I going to put money down when I can put that money into an investment account, a locked CD, something else where it's going to earn me money? I get it. See, one of the things that a lot of people don't understand is people that are well-to-do, those of us that have money, we have money for a reason, because our money is never idle. It's always working for us, whether it's invested, whether it's invested in a business, whether it's invested in stocks, bonds, CDs, crypto. It's constantly doing something and earning us money. So, you know, if I'm getting 0% interest or 0.9, or like in the case of like the most recent BMW, 1.9%, why am I going to put a ton of money down when that's basically free money? You're not. So, but people want, the dealerships are asking Stellantis, look, we need base model Jeeps. We need base model Cherokees, you know, Grand Cherokees. We need lower priced Grand Wagoneers, because the worst selling vehicles right now are the Wagoneers, the Grand Cherokees, and the Hornet. And unless Stellantis does massive incentives, which they've already done, they've done some incentives, but they got to continue to do massive incentives if they want to somehow magically move these units. Now, in Stellantis's favor, I guess, they did increase sales. They're up 21% from July to August, right? And moving old inventory. But you know what that old inventory is that they're moving? massively incentive 2022 Rams, 2023 Rams. That's exactly what that is. They're selling stuff that's 2 years old and taking $15,000 and $20,000 off the price. So businesses who are going to write that shit off on their taxes anyway are like, we need a work truck. We can get $20,000 off that truck. I don't care if it's a 24 or 25 or if it's a 23. They're going to use it for a year or two and then get out of it. And they're not in a massively leveraged position because they're super upside down on a $100,000 truck. You know, now they took a truck that might have been stickered at, 71. They got 20 grand off. They're at 51 plus whatever dealer incentives. If they get a nicely optioned pickup truck for 48, 49,000, they can drive it for a couple years and then write off the depreciation from their taxes. That doesn't mean free money for you guys that don't understand what the hell a write-off is. And then trade out of it and get something else in a couple of years and save their business some money. So that's the increase for Stellantis in their sales in that time period. But again, in September, we're looking at the worst selling vehicle in the United States, top of the list, the Dodge effing Hornet. It's not selling. And the dealer councils are now saying, look, you either have to work with us because you are systematically destroying the brand. From the cheap parts, the constant recalls, which, by the way, I see another recall for Jeep today over also on Mopar Insiders. Go check them out. But I don't like siding. I mean, you guys are going to be like, TK, you have a dealer license. Yes, I have a dealer license, but that's for me to be able to buy my own cars and stuff at auctions. I don't sell cars to the public. And even when I did have a retail dealership, I didn't have to F over customers to make money. I never had to do that. I never had to screw over dealers. I mean, I never had to screw over customers to make money. All I had to do was sell a car for $1,500 or $2,000 more than I paid for it at auction and rinse and repeat. And I did it consistently with cheap cars. It's not hard. But I digress. What do you guys think about the dealer council's letter to Stellantis? Do you think it's going to go anywhere? Do you think it means anything? I'd love to know what you guys think in the comments section down below. Give this video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Personally, I don't think it's going to do a damn thing. I think Tavares is going to continue to do his own thing because I've learned, in the background that, yes, there are people on the board of directors that are extremely unhappy with Carlos Tavares. But unless John Elkann drops his support from Carlos Tavares, he's not going anywhere. And until John Elkann and his family, the people that have fiat and all the rest of that, start feeling that in their pockets, Tavares ain't going anywhere. And that sucks. That means the brands that we all love are going to be systematically destroyed. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys very much for watching. I truly appreciate it. And as always, stay petty, my friends.